of Mississippi Medical Center's computer systems. For both today and tomorrow, the clinics across the state remain closed, and all elective surgeries are on hold for now. Right now, they can't send or get emails, and the phone systems are all unreliable. They are still working on finding the people responsible for the attack. A Sunday morning killing on Lake Glen Drive in Jackson. JPD says just before 7:30, someone shot at a house there, and when officers arrived, they found the body of 35-year-old Michael D. Munger at the front door. While several people were interviewed, no one has been arrested and are asking for tips. You may remember hearing about the February 11th murder of 25-year-old Jalen Walker of Hermanville in Vicksburg. Now the police there say the people they believe responsible apparently hightailed it to Kokomo, Indiana, and that's where they've been caught. 18-year-old Quentin Wilson and 18-year-old R.T. Stamps are waiting on a government ride back to jail in Mississippi. The coach is supposed to be an example, right? Well, the Canton High School basketball coach may be an example of what not to do. Brian Townsend was arrested in Rankin County on charges of driving drunk and without insurance. He was released on Sunday. Mississippi's statewide gas average steady at $2.44. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WYAB. I'm Chris Davis.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are the individual views and opinions of people expressing them, do not necessarily reflect those of this radio station, its parent affiliate, or agencies, agents, or employees.
I'm glad you people love me. It's all Chip all the time. It's WYAB. Chip Matthews filling in on the Lindsey Beckham show. I thought Matt Bishop was coming in today, but we'll be okay. We can get this thing done. Mississippi Fair Elections. Alan Ramsey and them had an event at our place last week at Beethoven's on the Reservoir. In case y'all didn't know, that's the new place, the boardwalk, the Beethoven's boardwalk. And on that boardwalk, it's right next door to Cock of the Walk, we have Acme Pizza, and we have the Pork and Flame Steakhouse, and we have Scooby's Live, where the music will be. Some people are calling that the Doc 2.0. Well, we'll see about that. You know, that's something to live up to. You know, I do know that we will have an actual Doc Rocker. There's no sense to call it some make a Doc Rocker and then call it something else. It's going to be a Doc Rocker. If we have a Doc Rocker, it's going to be a Doc Rocker. But then we'll have like 10 or 15 different frozen drinks. Oh yeah, frozen drinks if you're on the deck. Great music on the deck. We got a whole list of people coming and still working on the list. And then also I want to tell y'all, but anyway, this past week when we did the Mississippi Fair election thing, we had David Clements in, and he talked about all the various ways of election fraud that have occurred in the state and around the country. And he talked about things that people don't understand. And I'm going to explain it to you. The Secretary of State does not have power to remove people from a ballot. Do you realize that? The purging of the ballots and all of this is on a local level. Now, of course, you've got the federal government saying that we're going to step in and come up with legal laws for federal elections. Well, guess what? They have the right to do that. And the way they will force you to do that will be, we're going to pull your funding, because all of our Secretary of States, all of our states take money to run elections for the federal government. That means they have the right. The federal government has that right. And, you know, we, as citizens of America and Mississippi, you know, our government supposed to be working on our behalf. But the reality is they work to create more money to be spent. They act like little children that come in and say, I know you give me $20 to go to the movie theater, but I can't eat on this. I got to have some more money. I can't drink on this. I got to have some more money. Hey, on the way home, we're going to drop by Pizza Hut. We're going to need some more money. I don't even know if you can eat the Pizza Hut anymore. But they just constantly want more. The government wants more money. And as a Republican state, a red state, that's what we signed up for, is less government, less spending of my money. Now, years ago, we created a rainy day fund, which wasn't really up. I mean, it's not a bad idea to have a little money stashed back. But our rainy day fund is full. Then we took the COVID money and we threw that into broadband, which we're just now spending now, but we've had it since COVID. Big old pile of money. And we're going to put a wire in every home. We're going to get broadband to everywhere, high-speed internet. Well, you can get that now with a box from AT&T or from your favorite local internet provider or phone provider that you plug it all, just plug it in. Needs power. Plug it in. You got solar power, you can plug it into solar power, and all of a sudden you have 5G for 500 people. That's how many people they said, we have one of the boxes not at Beethoven's. And they said, that's all you got to do is just plug it in. I just looked at them and said, you just plug it in the wall. What do you mean you plug it in the wall? Plug it in the wall. I got to plug it in by a phone cord and Ethernet. Nope, just plug it in. Get it turned on, make the lights come on, and you'll have 5G phone. And guess what? It works. I give you the passcode, it'll work. It works so well, I bought two in case one goes down. Because, you know, we work with new technology. And all our, registers got to have internet. But we're getting to that point. We're going to get to where Nikola Tesla, the scientist, the guy with all the brains, Elon just learned how to invest and do some good stuff. But the reality is, the technology of the phone works through the air. It's the same thing as the technology of how Nikola Tesla said we would power our houses in the future. We wouldn't need wires. And look, we have a phone now that does everything but get charged through the airways, but it's going to happen in our lifetime. And when you look at the big giant AI centers that they built that are as big as Ole Miss's campus per building, no, it's not that big, but they're big per campus. At some point, they're going to reduce that with another chip and make it the size of your cell phone. Then what do we do with those buildings? Because guess what? You own those buildings. Those buildings don't belong to Amazon. Madison County owns those buildings. Madison County is building those buildings out of your tax dollars, out of your pocket. Energy is building the electrical grid to make their 10% off of that money, or more than that. They'll make more than 10%, but that's what they do. They build off private. The private is making money off the public's money. Public-private entities make money off the public's money, and they don't have to put it out for certain bids or this, that, and the other because it's a private entity spending the money. But the public has made a loophole, the legislators made a loophole to where they can give the money, and they can get it. It's sort of the same thing on that beef plant that they built that time and then wound up not getting a dollar out of it. That's how all these things work. You get lucky on some. It's like as an entrepreneur that has had 40 businesses, you're lucky if 10 work, work the way you want out of 40. Sometimes it may be lucky if only one hit. But that's the way it works. It's the law of averages. It's the law of keeping doing it. It's the law of right time, right place. But the government is in control of our money, our tax dollars, and they do what they want to do as they want to do it. And then we don't have any say for it. In Mississippi, we have no say, yet it was in the Constitution that we did have say. The Constitution of Mississippi says we shall have the power to do a ballot initiative. But the legislators made the loophole and took it away. They can't do that. They have done it. They've successfully gotten away with it for years. And their goal there was to say, well, we've done it now. That's that. You can't do it the way you wanted to do it. But that's not the truth. That's not the way it is. We're not getting out of our government what we're supposed to have, what we need, what we want. And the only way that's going to change is to start moving some people out. That's why Donald Trump is wanting term limits. And he's going to use the Epstein paperwork to make it happen. As they arrest these people in England and all that, those people getting arrested in England, that ain't Americans arresting them. That's people in their governments in their lands arresting them. That ain't Donald Trump. That's them breaking the laws in their country, in their state, and being found guilty of it. And that's going to happen here in Mississippi. It's going to happen. I mean, Trent Lott's name is in the Epstein files. But what were all these people doing being shipped out of Piney Wood School to go to the Epstein Island? And why was Jeffrey Epstein paying for people to go to college at Mississippi College and at Syracuse and other places? And those are Mississippians that he was paying for that went to school at Piney Wood. I mean, they don't pass the smell test. And look, I would think kids in the government's care at Piney Wood, because I believe that's owned by the state, that basically they're in the government's care, and they should be taken care of. They're all worried about when you arrest an illegal alien, you know that, or a legal alien has a kid. Oh, you know that we're doing them all wrong. We shouldn't arrest the 8-year-old because the daddy is illegal. But if the kid's 17, we can't arrest them. But the 18, we can arrest them. No, they're in this country illegal. They're illegal. And when you arrest the daddy, you arrest the child because the child's going to go with them. Nobody's going to get a record that means anything. They're just going to get arrested for coming to the country illegally. It's just like the accomplished thing. Last week when we had the shooters from down there at you show video of them shooting down at the St. Patty's Day, and they say, well, these guys that were shooting were not the ones. We don't know who they were shooting at or what they were shooting at. They were accomplices. They were there with the guy who did shoot somebody that's in jail. No, we're going to let these guys go. Grand jury can't indict. Maybe it's time to get rid of Jody Owens. We ain't going to get rid of him soon enough. Hopefully. We'll be back with more on the Lindsey Beckham Show. I'm Chuck Matthews filling in on Monday. Get rid of him soon enough. Hopefully. We'll be back with more on the Lindsey Beckham Show. I'm filling in.
1039 Pure Air Consultants offers services on your heating and cooling system. It's time to get your heating system serviced. We have a replacement service, maintenance agreements. Because if you have a gas heating system, it can produce carbon monoxide. So you want to make sure you have your system serviced and cleaned to protect your family. You want to make sure your system is safe to run. You can find us on our website at mypureairconsultants.com, mypureairconsultants.com.
Get ready, Indiana. These pizza houses turning up the heat with our Solita Swamp Pizza. That crawfish, shrimp, a taste of crack, and gooey sausage, bell peppers, onions, jalapenos, and a blend of Cajun spices, all smothered in delicious mozzarella cheese. It's the perfect bite of the you and the perfect meal for any Cajun craving. Try our Cajun flip or dive into a Solita Swamp Pizza bowl. A taste of Louisiana flavor is waiting on you. Let's share a slice today at Johnny's Pizza House.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocate for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit AmericansForProsperity.org. Be a part of positive change at AmericansForProsperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity. Hi, everyone. This is Matt Kozlowski, owner and general manager of 1039 WYAB. How much money does the state of Mississippi spend on advertising? A little over $10 billion in every year. Apparently, some people think that it's vitally important for the state of Mississippi to promote the Memorial Stadium, the Department of Marine Resources, soybean and rice products, MDOT, the State Fair, and the worst category of all, miscellaneous advertising expenditures for who knows what. And who pays for it all? In most cases, you, the taxpayer. I find that absolutely abhorrent. That's why 1039 WYAB refuses to accept advertising dollars from state government agencies. If you ever do hear a state agency advertising on WYAB, you're not getting paid for it. We stay in the air due to the support of the many businesses that hear advertising every day on 1039 WYAB. So I only ask that you please tell our advertisers you appreciate their support of 1039 WYAB and keep listening.
The new year is off to a false start, but you can't keep up if your vehicle is sidelined. Get to Mazda of Jackson and take advantage of these super deals before time runs out. Get 1.9% financing for 63 months on all 2025 Mazda CX-5s and 2026 CX-90s, CX-50s, and Mazda 3s with approved credit and get a 1-year maintenance included with your new vehicle purchase. Don't wait another minute to experience Mazda's exhilarating performance, top-notch safety, and reliability at MazdaofJackson.com or visit I-55 Runners Road.
Grizz Nation, your Memphis Grizzlies are back at FedEx Forum for another exciting matchup. The next game is with the Sacramento Kings on Monday at 7 p.m. as we celebrate Lunar New Year. Bring your friends, family, and fellow fans and cheer on the home team. Grab your tickets today at grizzlies.com/tickets or at the FedEx Forum box office in Memphis to secure your seats for this can't-miss matchup.
When you feel like your business is drowning in paperwork and compliance issues, it's time to call P-Police. Let P-Police take care of the busy work so that you can save valuable time and focus on what really matters, growing your business. P-Police is based in Ridgeland, so you're always dealing with local professionals who will actually understand your business and its needs. Join thousands of satisfied clients who trust P-Police to simplify their employee administration. Visit P-Police.com. That's P-Police.com to learn more. Come together
over me.
This is Chip Matthews filling in for Lindsey Beckham on the Lindsey Beckham Show here on WYAB. Returning some text messages as I go. Yes, I'm still here. Yes, I'm here. Yeah, and look, I've been talking to a lot of bands, and if you're a band or a musician that doesn't get a lot of airplay around town, and you want to come play out at the Beethoven's Boardwalk on the Boardwalk at Acme Pizza or either the Pork and Flame Steakhouse or at Scooby's Live, please get in touch with me on Facebook, Chip Matthews on Facebook, or message us at Beethoven's Boardwalk, and we will try and get you booked. I was just looking at some of the stuff online. Then look, and I was also doing this. I was just flipping through, and it said First Baptist Brandon is having a huge mission fundraiser at 309 South College Street in Brandon this Thursday from 4 to 8. It's a furniture sale. Hundreds of pieces of furniture and select home decor will be available for sale. They're having a garage sale February 27th and 28th, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Thousands of items for sale on Friday and Saturday, including housewares, jewelry, books, tools, holiday decorations, electronics, toys, puzzles, baby equipment, linen, small appliances, bikes, home decor, and clothing. That'll be all Friday and Saturday. They're raising money for mission trips, and they say they accept cash, credit cards, and debit cards are accepted. Wagons. Oh, where'd he go? Where'd he go? I can't give y'all a commercial if I can't see everything. What did it say about wagons? Oh. Wagons, carts, strollers, and buggies are not allowed due to space and safety restrictions. They said leave your kids at home. All furniture items must be picked up the day of purchase. Thanks for supporting our efforts to share Jesus from the neighbors and the neighborhoods to the nations. Yeah, there you go. That's Brandon this weekend. They're having at Brandon Baptist Church. Y'all go check that out. Oh, well, radio's a funny thing. Everybody wants to be on the radio, but nobody wants to show up for work. So here I am. And, many times they go, Chip, how do you do so many hours on the radio? Well, I've been doing it for 50 years. And I know one thing. If nobody's here, it's awfully hard to listen to the radio. So y'all listen up. Got something on your mind, give us a call. You can help the old man out. 601-879-0002. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. How about that? 879-0002. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. Because if I'm going to talk, I'm just going to talk about stuff you don't like. How about other politicians? How about Three Amigos? How about Iran? We're fixing to bomb Iran. They're fixing to make a mud hole out of that country. You know, I was watching a thing last night on Patton and how, and then on Pat Tillis, the football player that was killed in overseas, where doing duty. You know, you can't not love everybody that has ever put on the uniform, and I'm talking about the military uniform, and have defended this country for us to all to have the right to vote. And when I think of these legislators who put on a suit and go down there with their pockets, we need to sew their pockets up. You know, at the casinos, they'll sew up your pockets where you can't put your hands in your pockets, but it also means you can't put your money in somebody else's money in your pocket. You can't steal that way. And the legislators goes down there. Many of them have no military service whatsoever. I have no military service. I have a brother that was in the Navy. But you have all these people that go and fight for our right to vote, and then these politicians who have not served are down there in office, and most of the time, not enough people really showed up to say that that was the will of the people to vote that need to be represented, because people don't go vote. Absentee voting is going on right now. Cindy Hyde-Smith is in a race with Sarah. I can't remember her last name. But anyway, she's in a race. Then you also have in the Republican primary, you got a Democratic primary. You need to go vote. Remember, if you're voting in the Republican primary, you have to only vote a Republican ballot. If you're voting in a Democratic ballot, you have to vote just Democrat. But in Mississippi, it's open. So if you want to go vote in the Democratic, if you're a Republican and want to vote in the Democratic ballot, you just go vote in the Democratic ballot. And when you go, vote for anything but Benny Thompson. How about that? See, and that's why they want to close the primaries, where people cannot cross over, and you register as a Republican or you register as a Democrat. It's all about dividing us constantly. They just want to divide us in any way they can. School choice, they divide us. You know, and then they lie to us. Tell us that school choice is an actual choice, and it's not. It's not a choice for your kid to decide where he goes to school. It's a choice to decide where we're going to take your money and take it. Because they know that in Madison County, in Canton, they're going to double what they have available for a child. And in Canton proper, in the city limits, there are less children that go to school. So there's more money in the kitty, which means there'll be double the money in the kitty. And they already have more than they need. And what will they do? What does the government do with money? When they have money, they spend every penny, spend every dollar. And what can't be spent will be stolen. Or rather, what can't be stolen will be spent. That stolen comes before spent. I promise you that. Then you look at the ABC warehouse and the mismanagement going on there. And the legislators are looking at it going, you know, this ABC comes up every year. We built a new warehouse. And they go in there, and the people that run the ABC, they are appointed. They're not elected. They don't move up the chain inside the building. There are people that move up the chain inside the building. Don't get me wrong. Those are good people. They work hard. But it's like an appointment, just like Sean Pender when he became appointed for the Highway Patrol. He didn't come up through the ranks. He was a friend that got appointed to run it. He doesn't wear a uniform. He doesn't wear a Highway Patrol uniform. Wears a suit. It's just like in Jackson. This new police chief they're bringing in. They didn't point from within. There was a white guy that had a good shot at being the guy. No, we found a girl who knows somebody who lived in Mississippi back in the day, and we're just going to let them live here. Although their person that they knew in Mississippi lives in Madison County, but they're going to make her come on to Jackson. And then, of course, you know, she's got that Jane Kennedy look. She comes in, and you know, John Horner and them, we're going to hire us a pretty girl to be the spokesman for the city and the police chief. Yeah, you don't need a pretty face. You need somebody who's going to get the job done. Now she may be able to, but I would take a career guy on the streets in Jackson to run Jackson because that's what you need. Jackson needs help. But then again, look at it this way. You got crews out there trying to fix potholes and bridges that have been out for a year, year and a half, 2 years. You had the program where they took pennies for the part for the penny, not for the part, but for the potholes, pennies for the potholes, and they didn't, they have not saved much potholes. It just hadn't happened. None of this stuff happens. People have good ideas. We fall in line with the good idea, but then only to find out we've been lied to by the politician and the person who said this is what we're going to do. Why do they have to lie to us? The legislators down there lied to us about HB 2, a bill that's supposed to help you have the choice to go to the school that you want to go to. But it's not really a choice if you can't get to the school. It's not really a choice if you can't get there, you can't get there. There's no way in the world a kid living on McDowell Road can make it, let's say make it to Pearl to go to school in Pearl, can make it there every day through the stack and be there and get a quality education, unless they're leaving before 6 a.m. every morning. And then got to get home. You can't, the truck home, you don't want to come home till after 6 at night because no matter what, it's going to happen in the stack. You're not going to make it. You're not going to make it half the time. You're talking about taking another 2 hours out of your life every day. But then again, the people on Yandle Road go through that every day also. The people that go to the school there on Yandle Road go through the same problem that we're talking about on school choice. Those people don't have a choice. That's where their kid's supposed to go to school in Gluckstadt on Yandle Road. But Yandle Road is unfit road to drive on. And the school is already crowded. And when it takes you almost an hour to go 6 miles, that's ridiculous. What do you do? What do you do? Government doesn't work for us. They don't work for us. They don't care about us. They don't care if you come in there and yell and scream and say, look, we need to fix something. They don't care. For us. They only care about the grab, the payback, the cups, whatever they're going to get. We'll be back with more. On the Lindsey Beckham show, I'm Chip Matthews. Payback, the cup, whatever they're going to get. We'll be back with more. On the Lindsey Beckham show, I'm Chip Matthews.
Keep it tuned here to 1039 WYAB. Pure Air Consultants offers services on your heating and cooling system. It's time to get your heating system serviced. We offer replacement, service, maintenance agreements, because if you have a gas heating system, it can produce carbon monoxide. So you want to make sure you have your system serviced and cleaned to protect your family. You want to make sure your system is safe to run. You can find us on our website at mypureairconsultants.com, mypureairconsultants.com.
Get ready to Louisiana. Johnny's Pizza House is turning up the heat with also weekly swamp pizza. Stacked with crawfish, shrimp, potato crack, andouille sausage, bell peppers, onions, jalapenos, and a blend of Cajun spices, all smothered in delicious mozzarella cheese. It's the perfect bite of the bayou and the perfect meal for any Cajun crave. Try our Cajun flip or dive into a sweet swamp pizza bowl. A taste of Louisiana flavor is waiting on you. Let's share a slice today at Johnny's Pizza House.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit AmericansForProsperity.org. Be a part of positive change at AmericansForProsperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
CBS News brief. A fierce snowstorm buries much of the Northeast. 40 million under a blizzard warning. Travel is a no-go in many places. CBS New York meteorologist Tony Sadiku.
Gusty winds, 50, 60, 70 mile an hour. Power outages and coastal flooding will be a concern as well through the high tide cycle.
A not guilty plea entered for Nick Reiner, son of Rob Reiner, charged with killing his parents. CBS's Carter Evans in LA.
Reiner has a history of mental health struggles. He's charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. Reporter reports say both victims died from multiple force injuries.
In the UK, just days after former Prince Andrew's arrest, former Ambassador Peter Mandelson arrested for his ties to Jeffrey Epstein. CBS's Vicky Barker.
Like Andrew Mountbatten, emails in the Epstein file suggest he shared confidential government information.
CBS News Brief.
This ad is for all the guys who work hard and they expect their truck to do the same. RPT Commercial. We have the accessories to help you on the job site. Names like Bedrock Flatbed, WeatherGuard Toolbox, High Service Body, ARE Camper Tag Storage Solutions, and so much more. Stop by our new store on Highway 80 in Pearl and check with our expert staff and see what they can do to make the job just a little bit easier. At RPT Trucks, live here.
Venable Glass is your local glass expert, offering residential, automotive, and commercial glass. Venable Glass can do it all. What sets Venable Glass apart from the rest? Unmatched reliability and customer service. Don't forget, tell your insurance company that you want to use Venable Glass. And remember, you do have a choice. Let Venable Glass work hard to earn your business. Call Venables Ridgewood or Brandon locations today for a free estimate or visit venableglass.com.
The Township Jazz Festival is on again this year, so make your plans for Saturday, April 11th to bring the family and make a day of it. This year, as always, they're keeping it free. 8 hours of phenomenal jazz talent at the Township on Highland Colony Parkway near Fusion Coffee House. Covered seating is provided, but lawn chairs and blankets are welcome. No tents, please. You can look for the info at townshipjazzfestival.com. For decades, you've known the name Martin's for good times, great food, and the best live music. Now that's happening at 2 locations, downtown Jackson and Livingston. Check the websites, martinslivingstonms.com and martinsdowntownjxn.com for the many special events and live music lineups. You can chill with friends on the big patio at the Livingston location and enjoy blue plate lunches and nightly drink specials. Martin's, downtown and Livingston.
Hi, folks. Kim Wade here. This Energy Services provides generators. That's right. You may not need it now, but when you need backup power, you need a backup power generator from Mississippi Energy Services. Never again have to worry about being without heat, air conditioning, or all your frozen items spoiling because your energy was lost. You got backup power now, and it's so reliable. You'll be pleased. Mississippi Energy Services. Online at msenergy.us.
Come together. Over me.
Yes, I am Chip Matthews, filling in for Lindsey Beckman. Doing the duty today. Kim, you want to go ahead and make it a triple play? Oh, yeah, triple play. But anyway, Chip Matthews filling in, radio Iron Man. And then this afternoon at 4 o'clock, radio Stroman, Kim Wade at 4 p.m. this evening. Okay, I'm looking at all this junk and junk and junk and junk and junk on the internet and just going, it's insane. It's insane. And then I saw this 18-year-old was found dead in a car at a Mississippi apartment complex. Well, that's what happened. Probably in Jackson. Never, never, never stops. Never, never, never stops. Murder, mayhem, and we don't care. You know, it's like I put out a post the other day, and I had gotten into a conversation that a group blacks have this problem, and the whites have this problem. The blacks, there are black Mississippians, and then there are black politicians. Those are the 2 distinct groups of blacks. Black Mississippians who are going to church, doing all the right things, maybe a little bit wrong. Everybody got a little wrong in them. But then the black politicians are doing everything they can to make those people believe You vote black, you vote for me, and that's that. Where these other people, they don't go vote because they're tired of listening to the rhetoric. Then in the white community, we have conservatives and we have Democratic whites who think they're Republican. Yep, that's what we got. The conservatives are far outnumbered. And they all tell you you got to vote this way. And if you don't like the way you vote, like for instance, recently when I was against HB2, you had them saying, well, you're on the side of the 7 poverty law center. Well, we know I'm not. You're on the side with the Democrats. You know I'm not. The politicians are beating up the people. And then if the people want to fight back, we have no way to fight back the politicians. Somebody, well, you can vote us out. Well, no, we can't because the system's rigged. We believe that the system is rigged. That's what you want us to believe. That's the narrative on TV. It's all rigged. It's all rigged. And when the outcomes are always the same, y'all want to say it's because that person's popular. No, it's all the same because it is rigged. Things do happen. You know, if I wasn't a victim of it, and they said, Chip, you in an all black community. No, I'm not in an all black community living in Canton. I'm in a community of citizens where 80% of them think right. Okay? 10% of them vote. And some people have just given up, both black and white. A lot of white have given up. A lot of blacks have given up. People have given up on politics because the people voice does not matter. When you took the ballot initiative away from it, even shows you more that it doesn't matter. It isn't that I like the way the Mississippi flag looked when it was the old flag. It's the fact that it was voted on by the state to be in the Constitution. And a bunch of politicians, what did they all say? You'll die. I'll die before you can take it out of my hands. And every one of them took their hand off of it. Every one of them let it slip through their hands. They didn't want to. They didn't want it. They wanted to change. Whatever money was going to say, whatever money was going to say. Not the governor, not the lieutenant governor, because the current governor said he'll never let it get out of your hand. Current lieutenant governor, no, we got it forever. And they all lied because money tells them what to do. And that's all they care about is money. And then when they were courting the Amazons and all that to Mississippi, the billions of dollars, they did whatever to get it. They're whores. They did whatever it took to get it. So when in a few months, when the 100 generators come on in Canton and 100 diesel generators powering it, they got to test them every week no matter what. But to power that the electricity out there, and remember all the days that you'll suffer without electricity, especially in August. They just have to cut it off because we got to take care of Amazon, not y'all. When all that happens, you'll be going, Chip told us about that. Chip told us how they're screwing us over. When all of us can't breathe anymore from carbon monoxide from 100 of those generators, and it starts to kill all your plants and your foliage and everything around you. Plants give off carbon monoxide. Can they overdose on it? I don't know. If there's a whole bunch of it in the air, they're taking it in and turning it into oxygen. If there's not enough plants to take it in, what happens? Do we have too much carbon monoxide out there? We breathe in oxygen, give off carbon monoxide. Are we going to all die? Are we all going to be stun our growth? Are we all going to go back to being little small people? I mean, over the years, the average height of a man and the average age has changed. Are we going to start going the other way? I mean, tell me, How does a civilization die? How does a civilization change? How does the world change? Everybody always talks about the status quo. Yeah, there used to be dinosaurs on this earth. Global warming killed them? No, ice age killed them. Oh, oh. So what happened to make it so cold that they all died? I mean, Noah's situation was water, and he put 2 of everything on there, and maybe he didn't have room for dinosaurs on the ark. Huh? Is that possible? We don't have a place for the dinos. We'll get the 2 elephants. They're big, but get them in here. Dinosaurs, we can't put them on. Dragons? No dragons. What a world we live in where we're constantly told what we do and what we can't do. Let me put it to you this way. In your household, if you go out and you have the wallet, then really, if you have the wallet, you decide where you're gonna spend the money, right? So, you get a paycheck, you decide where your money's gonna go. Responsibly, you would pay your bills first, and then you'd have some mad money after that, right? Well, think of it this way. Think of every time your check comes in, you're gonna hand it to the politician that represents you, and that includes city level, county level, or is that somebody you would hand a check to go spend? Your city councilman, your supervisor, your governor, your lieutenant governor, would you hand them your check? Because the government is supposed to be broke. The government runs off of the taxes of the money that I made. Okay? Civics. That's why civics is so important in school. That's why we need to teach religion in school, where we'll know more about that. Know more about what is going on with the chain of command. The chain of command is broken in the government because the government doesn't understand it works for the people. And the people, unless we get a lawyer and go, we need to get a lawyer and go fight to get our ballot initiative back because I don't think legally they can take it from us. They can't. And the semantics of 5 districts versus 4 districts and 20% of each is still 20% of the same. It's the same number of people, whether you divide it 4 ways and get 20% or 5 ways and get 20%. You're still covering the same knowledge. But no, they wanted to make it different. How long are we going to allow this to go on? How long as citizens are we going to allow the state legislature to do whatever they want? They're going to have a special session for HB2, y'all. They're going to have a special session to ram that down our throats. And the governor ain't going to veto it. Now, if it were Medicaid expansion, they ran that down our throat. And then the governor walked in and killed it. But this one he's not going to kill. This one here is to become a lobbyist in the future. And there will be education lobbyists. And he'll say that he was the one that was in charge when the Mississippi Miracle came down the path and helped make it happen. The Mississippi Miracle is where it's at. And we can fix America. America with HB2. We'll start with Mississippi and fix America. Y'all, we just get lied to every day. You're here, turned on the radio to be lied to. And you enjoy it. That's the sad thing. You're not going to get up and vote. You're not going to go vote absentee today. You're going to say, oh, vote on election day where it be in the box. Well, that don't do any good. There will be people voting that don't have their ID. We have voter ID in Mississippi. Delbert got it for us. Like when he was Secretary of State, got voter ID. Okay, so what if people get to come in and vote that don't have their ID with them? Well, those people get 10 days to verify. Well, what do you think goes on between that day and those 10 days? That is the days it takes to decide the outcome and change it up if they don't like the way it is. You act like it you act like you got it under control. Checks and balances. Checks and balances. People should just go vote. The absentee ballot thing is very good, I think, but I would like to see it cut down some days. But then on election day, when the polls close, that's it. Your vote ain't in, it ain't in. That's what I believe. I don't care if it's coming in the mail or what. That's that. Be back with more right here on the Lindsey Beckham Show and wrap things up on WYAB. That's that. I'm Chip Matthews. Be back with more right here on Lindsey Beckham Show and wrap things up on WYAB.
Keep it tuned here to 1039 WYAB.
I'm speaking with Lee Bounds of Rapid Rate Mortgage. How does real estate agent Rita Jensen succeed when time is of the essence?
Today's market is so important to communicate, close on time. Typically have 30 days to close, get a home inspection, appraisal, title work, that kind of thing is a mortgage process. And a realtor relationship is so important with a realtor like Rita Jensen with Remax Connection. She helps us to close on time.
RitaJensen.net.
If you want the best health care, where do you go? The Mayo Clinic. If you want the best care for your vehicle, where do you go? Mayo Auto Clinic in Raymond. Mayo Auto Clinic does foreign and domestic vehicles and diesel repair. Mayo Auto Clinic has ASD certified techs with over 25 years of experience. You can extend the life of your car or truck when you take it to Mayo Auto Clinic. For cost-effective repairs and maintenance, go to the best. Mayo Auto Clinic. Open weekdays at 7 a.m. Highway 18 in Raymond.
Have you thought about the cost of long-term care? In Mississippi, a home health aide can cost over $57,000 a year, and a private nursing home room can exceed $109,000 annually. Hi, my name is Presley Pierce at Pierce Professional Agency. Long-term care insurance may help protect your savings and give you more options and peace of mind as you age. Learn how planning ahead could save you money and stress. Find me, Presley Pierce, online today at MadisonPlans.com. That's MadisonPlans.com.
When it's time to get serious about work-ready equipment, come see me, Phil Sullivan, at H&H Chief Sales in Carthage. From rugged big tex trailers to durable CM and Latinx truck beds, H&H has what your truck needs to work harder and last longer. For the field, H&H carries reliable ag equipment from Salford, New Leader, and Chandler. Visit H&H Chief Sales in Carthage today or anytime at hhchiefsales.com. H&H, quality equipment, knowledgeable service, and solutions that work as hard as you do.
Men, let's talk about low testosterone. Do you suffer from any of these symptoms? Low sex drive, ED? Are you always tired, depressed, have loss of muscle mass, you're obese? Maybe you have loss of focus and drive. You, my friends, may suffer from low testosterone. Let my buddies over at Men's Health in Mississippi, located right there in Madison, check your numbers today. Trust me, she'll thank you for it. I promise. Check them out online at menshealthms.com. That's menshealthms.com. Men's Health. Hey, Rankin County, we found a locally owned and award-winning O42 wine and spirits on Halloween at Sonny's Barbecue in Brandon today. We've got one of the largest selections around with over 200 numbers of whiskeys to ignite your taste buds, more than 50 vodkas, 50 plus tequilas, 30 plus plums, and ready-to-drink cocktails, as well as premium scotch. Get this, we've got over 400 wines in stock for the perfect pairing anytime. Discover your new favorites today at 042 Wine and Spirits right next to Sonny's Barbecue, Highway 80, Cross Street, Brandon.
Hi, Tim Wade here. Are you craving a home-cooked meal without the hassle? Come over to McBee's Bar and Grill and for the Blue Plate Lunch Special. Served up every weekday. At McBee's, it's a different entree every day. Chicken spaghetti on Mondays, beef tip Tuesday, pork chop Wednesdays, spaghetti Thursday, and fish Fridays. And McBee's Blue Plate Lunch comes with 2 class Southern sides and cornbread. McBee's specials are served every weekday from 11 to 2. McBee's, Ruffin the Reds since 1982.
Hi, this is Lee from Care Plus and Rich. We are a proud carrier of Avena Premium Incontinence products. Avena has the most absorbency available, making changes and leaks less likely. After 7 years as a seller, I can tell you these products are amazing and worth every penny for quality of life for patient and caregiver. And we ship all Incontinence products as well. So please come see us at Home Care Plus in Richmond for all the incontinence needs of you or your family member. That's Home Care Plus in Richmond.
It is the Chip Matthews Show, filling in on the Lindsey Beckham Show here on WYAB. Glad y'all like me. Well, I guess you like me. You at least come eat at my restaurant. Thank you very much for coming out to Beethoven Boardwalk and Acme Pizza. And Scooby's Live will be getting one. The Doc 2.0, you basic, some people say. Come on out and see us. Oh, yeah. Somebody's got a picture here. What is this? The junior class presents the Rooster Boys, Canton Academy. Look, I graduated back in 1980, and we had such a great time growing up in Canton, Mississippi. And congratulations, Steve Trotter, for his hole-in-one on 17. So with Ricky Sims from Canton was put into the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame this past week. And that's a museum y'all need to go visit, the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame. But when we talk about Mississippi and museums, why does Mississippi have two histories? Why did the legislators, in all of their grand glory, allow anyone to say we had two histories? We have the two Mississippi museums. Is that two different histories? Now, I hear it's real impressive, and I need to go. I need to go down there and go to it. But two Mississippi museums is one real history and the other the covered up history. It's just a thought. Why two museums? But anyway, I digress. We have two political parties, and inside each political parties, we have two parties inside those. A lot of Christians in Mississippi on both sides of the aisle. I don't know how many Christians we have down at the Capitol. It's not as many as you think. And they don't care, and they don't want to care. They want to stay there. They worship one thing, that's the green mighty dollar. That's all they care about, running their retirement, getting in their retirement years. I think they ought to take retirement out of legislative sessions, out of all of them. No legislator should get it. Because look at this. And I want to emphasize this. Those election commissioners in each county are not allowed to participate in the retirement program. I have a friend that has 10 years in as an election commissioner, gets no PERS credit, nothing. And, he has government service in. He was military. Money, the more time you put in should count. But in election facilities, the people that are running things, it don't matter. You don't take care of them. You don't pay them diddly squat. You do give them insurance. That's one thing good. You give them some of that Mississippi insurance. All you other worthless legislators are getting that too. What do you do to fix anything? We don't have a ballot initiative. That doesn't count. We have election officials, but they can't. They're not allowed to do their job. Plus, we won't pay them for doing their job. Yet they're responsible for everything they do. Then you have election commissioners that at the end of an election, their job is to certify the election. When they say that there was discrepancy in an election, they are told you still have to certify the election. It doesn't matter. You have to turn in the results regardless. Whatever you found, whatever is the public's opinion of what occurred is what it's going to be. It's the world we live in. We live in politicians have made it happen. And you're going to go by it whether you like it or not. Oh, well. That's going to do it for me, Chip Matthews, this time. I really am gone. I won't be back tomorrow morning until 6 a.m. Tim Wade will be on at 4 p.m. this afternoon. We carry you to 6 p.m. Until then, I will see you later. Y'all have a great day. Have a great afternoon. Enjoy the sun. Stay out of the cold weather. It's faking you. It's faking you. It's like a politician. It says, get out here. Get out here. I'm going to blow on you. It's cold. See ya.